once again. So okay, let's do some sound check. Hello, hello, can you guys hear me? Alright, so yesterday we got a big win. Today, let's see if we can flip this account. Okay, let's see if we can flip this account. So again, target profit is probably 200. I would say let's aim for 200 tonight. So we shall see whether there's an opportunity or not. Okay. So let's add a text. Hello, can you guys hear me? Okay, so let's see. Tonight, let me add a note. Tonight we're gonna profit target is, let's say we can hit 200. Okay.
Hear from leading economists, policymakers, and industry experts via live and on-demand webinars, only from Bloomberg.
Let's see, let's do some initial assessment. Oops, go away. Okay, looks like it's very bearish for the US close last night. Okay, then price tried to go up, got rejected down again. Price is currently below 200 EMA, so my bias will be on a sell, but I will see the movement of the market opening. So yeah, we shall see. Okay. Okay.
23 seconds away from the opening bell in New York City this Friday morning. Good morning. Let's get the
Okay, we see some movement now. Okay, let's see where you go.
27 on the S&P, negative 0.6%. Speaking of weight, Amazon down 7%. It makes up 8% of the Nasdaq 100. We're negative there, more than 1 percentage point. There's your opening bell. Switch up the board and get to the bond market. Going into payroll next week. We're looking at something north of 900,000. That's the median estimate.
Whether it can break this level? Can it break this level? Yes, it can break this level. Beautiful. Now next level is this level. Can it break this level?
We're negative 0.1%, and crude 73.74. We're positive there by a little more.
Okay.
0.1%.
Battle. Very nicely done.
John, brutal day for big tech and social media. Starting out with the two laggards.
Okay, I reached my max margin.
Along with Pinterest absolutely plunging. Amazon, of course, put up a mixed quarter, missing top and bottom line estimates.
Okay, chill.
But e-commerce slowing, that's really
Let's just see how it goes.
See that stock down. And technically, going from
okay, broke out of that level. $50 in. Come on, man. Let's go higher and higher. Let's see if I can scale in one more. Alright, I can. $100 in already. $100 in, 110.
That folks will be out of their houses, off their computers, and back in the real world, hurting the business.
Big price rejection.
After 2 days of a reprieve,
okay,
we
let's
have
wait.
selling
Chill.
once again as investors
Bull is still in control.
dealing with the reality that China today is pressing on with their crackdown on tech data and overseas
Okay, let's zoom out a
IPOs.
bit.
The China tech index,
Okay.
one of them, down about 50%
Bull is still in
from its
control.
peak. That's the degree of selling, and it continues today. And then finally, all of this weakness going right into big tech. Despite the fact that you have yields down, you have big tech names off, although off of the low. So it'll be interesting to watch these bigger names where the stories are okay, John, to see if this macro doesn't bleed into it.
Abby, thank you. 2 minutes in, we're negative 5,
Okay,
0.6% on the S&P. No surprise to see
Let's
consumer
wait.
discretionary at bottom of the pile, down by 2.71%. Communication services down by 5, 0.6%. Investors
Okay.
have been weighing in on the week of earnings all week. Take a listen.
All technology sectors had a fantastic earnings.
Alphabet had a great quarter. Facebook had a great quarter.
Thinking about Amazon,
Chill,
company that
chill,
makes
chill.
50% earnings growth and market is disappointed. I mean,
So it's not every day that we can win.
Too greedy with it.
If you want
Right.
stable companies that
So,
are trading at
you guys
premium
know,
multiples that
sometimes we
follow
win,
their
sometimes we
fair value.
lose.
I probably wouldn't write
Depending.
tech sector off.
Okay.
Investors are still compelled to have a reasonable exposure to large
Okay,
technology.
price reject,
I don't
huge
think the leadership
price
is going to
rejection
come
from the
tech
top.
anymore.
With the numbers, here's Kaylee.
Well, John, it's really a story of the past and the future for
Not
Amazon
really a
and
good
these
day,
big
I
tech
would guess.
companies. Because looking backward at the second quarter, they crushed it. Blew expectations out of the water in terms of EPS. Analysts expected the six of them, Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Microsoft, and Facebook, would pull in about $60 billion in net income. What we actually got was $76 billion. And that story holds for the top line as well. On average, sales growth for these big six grew about 50% in the second quarter, all 20% or greater, nearly doubled
Let's
in the
see.
case of Tesla, and of course Amazon posting sales growth of 27% yesterday. But here is where we get to that future part of the story. It might be downhill from here. Amazon's sales forecast for the current quarter came up short, the first time that has happened since 2018, a signal that its
price
pandemic-induced
is
boom may be coming to its end and really
kinda
adding
not
fuel
going
to the
up
fire
further.
in terms of peak growth concerns for some of these tech companies. And of course, these aren't just regular companies, John. They are giants. Amazon, as you said earlier, an 8% weighting in the NASDAQ 100. It is dragging hard on that index today to the tune of about 280 points to the downside.
Okay,
putting
where
that
do you
large
wanna
cap
head
tech
towards
index on
to the
pace for its
price?
first week of underperformance relative to the Russell 2000 in about a month, John.
Kaylee, thank you. It's been the question for us over the last couple of weeks. Where will the leadership come from? Take a listen to what guests have had to say.
We shall see, we shall see.
Earlier this year,
Okay.
we're beating large caps
Let's buy
by
again.
20%. As of today, they're flat.
Move into growth sectors makes sense.
Could be a lot of leadership from value.
NASDAQ is really the asset to own.
The Russell into year end.
NASDAQ.
At some point, I think the Fed is going to need to stop
Okay.
and then I believe technology in particular will suffer.
I still own Apple.
Can you
just
go
less
higher? Can you go
Let's bring back
higher?
in the panel. JP Morgan's
Doesn't
Jack
look like
Manley,
it.
Eric Nelson of Wells Fargo. Jack, we've played this game a few times before. I think it says so much about what someone thinks of the world if they pick the NASDAQ versus the Russell versus the NASDAQ. Can you tell me and explain which one you would choose and why?
I think it depends what your horizon looks like, John. I mean, you know, the way I stand right
Okay.
now, I'm looking at well above trend economic growth for the next several quarters, even with this fairly disappointing second quarter we got just a couple of days ago. And the
Let's
numbers
secure
tell us
profits.
that well above trend
Looks like
economic
tonight
growth is
may not be
supportive
a
of
really good
earnings in
night.
value sectors.
All of
I'm
the other
leaning into
markets are
value
in the
space
red.
over the next few quarters,
So
particularly financials
we
are
not
gonna benefit
we
from
might not be
the
able to
performance
profit
improving,
from this
if
trade.
and when the Fed starts to taper. But from a long-term perspective, John, I think tech is where the leadership is going to continue to be tech or tech adjacent. I don't think anybody can make the argument that tech's going to be less important 10 years from now. And while there may be some concerns about peak earnings growth right now, what we really have to figure out is that localized or is it absolute? And if it's localized, then it really doesn't matter a whole lot for longer-term investors.
Eric, it's a simple question. The answer tells you a lot about what someone thinks of the world. What's your answer?
Sometimes you don't really know where the market wants to go.
Well, John, I agree with Jack in the short term. I
But
think
looks like the
value has
bull is in
potential
control,
to,
but
see some
looking at
outperformance
S&P
here over the next
500
few
and
quarters.
Dow
Certainly of the opinion
Jones
that
is a bit
while growth this week
reddish.
is likely to
It's
remain
a bit
fairly
bearish.
strong over the next few quarters.
So
Where I
we
differ
shall see, we shall
slightly
see.
is I do think that value has some longer term potential for outperformance
See the
as
Dow
well.
Jones.
Not to say that we're going to see suddenly tech
Okay.
completely fall by the wayside and Amazon move in a straight line
Let's
lower
hold for a
over the next couple of
moment.
years, but if you believe in this longer-term reflation story, which we do on the growth and inflation side, we do see potential for value in the Russell to outperform over a longer horizon.
What do you make of this argument from Bank of America then this
I
morning,
don't think
Eric?
today
Bank
we
of
can
America, and
hit
this is the European equity strategy team, said at the end
200
of the
take profit.
recovery rally,
but I guess we can at least look at break even or even earn some bucks out of it. Maybe let's see, we can go for
Well, John, I think the
300?
the eyes
I don't know.
closed
Let's
darts
see.
at the dartboard kind of easy money has
Okay.
certainly been made. But
Just
at the
wait,
same
just
time,
wait.
there's plenty of room for some of these reflationary
I will only enter the trade
assets
if it breaks
and
that level.
reflationary trades to continue to strengthen. We're already seeing copper come back. That to me is a
Ooh.
really strong signal for the reflation trade. And what I really want to be keeping an eye on is
Just
not
wait.
just that value growth ratio, but also how are U.S. stocks
Okay,
performing relative
okay.
to the rest of the world. I touched on this earlier.
A
I'd like
bit
to see more
price
rotation
rejection
out of
at
the
this
US,
area,
and I do
so
expect that.
a bit hard to break that level. Looks like price is not ready to go up, but we shall see, we shall see.
So there's a lot to be said in favor
I'm
of
just waiting for an
international stocks
impulsive
right now.
move.
There is a strong valuation argument. They're trading at a steep
Okay.
discount relative to what's happening.
So I have
From a
3
cyclical position, they're a
people
little bit
watching
behind
my
where
live
we
now.
are in
Hi
stage, which
guys.
means there could be
Yep.
more runway moving forward.
To be
You
honest
have
with
a
you,
good
today is not
income
a really
argument
good
there
trade.
with the dividend
I
yield
thought there's
out of,
a trend
ex-US
reversal just
stocks
now.
that is
I thought the market is gonna
significantly
go
higher than what we
down,
get here in the States.
so I
On
exited
paper,
some of the
John,
trade.
a lot very
My
supportive for
initial
international
goal was to
markets.
hit
I
200
would say,
profit
pushing
and
back
flip
a
this
little bit
account,
on that there is still
but
some
looks
headline
like
risk, particularly in places
tonight
like Europe. All that
a bit
means,
difficult to
though,
flip
is that
this
you need to
account,
work with the manager
right?
who has boots
The
on
price doesn't
ground
want to go
and is
up.
able to do
Okay,
specific security
so
selection
it's
in
time
those
for me
sectors
to
that make
close
most
this trade
sense,
soon.
those sectors that are most exposed to the consumer, like, for example, what European luxury goods.
And of course, I imagine that manager works somewhere at JP Morgan as well. Jack is going to catch up. As
Okay,
always, Jack Manley, Eric
so
Nelson,
I've closed the
gentlemen,
trade.
thank you. Your equity market
Now
is trading a
you
little bit
ask me
lower.
why
Back
did
to
I
move
close the
on
trade?
Amazon. Amazon is down by 7.65%
Right, because
in early
price
trading,
doesn't
8
look
minutes in.
very
Dan Ives over at Breakfast has been
impulsive. There's
weighing
no
on the big
impulsive
tech
action to
results
break
so
that
far this week.
level over here,
It's been a robust tech earnings season,
14930
and what
level,
we've
I would
characterised
say.
as a gold medal performance
So
for big tech, showing massive growth
there
is
might be a
still
chance
on the
that price will go
horizon.
down.
Dan Ives joins us
Looking
right now.
at the
Now,
rest
Dan,
of the
there's a
market
difference
tonight,
between massive growth still on
the rest of the
horizon
market
and
it's
then saying
bleeding.
decelerating
So
massive growth. Dan, which one is it?
yeah,
I mean, if you look at what we're seeing from tech,
so that is the
especially on
reason why I
enterprise,
decided to exit the trade.
Microsoft,
So
cybersecurity, cloud, look at Apple across
let's
the
see, let's see.
board.
We
I
can
mean,
monitor
I
a little
ultimately
bit
think
more.
we're
Maybe
gonna
I
see
just try a
accelerating growth over the coming
sell
years,
trade
because
soon.
it comes down to, I mean, you've talked about
Just
digital
gonna see got any
transformation. It's a
opportunity.
$2 trillion spend over the next decade. There's been some pull forward. You've seen it in Amazon and some of the e-commerce
Yo,
things. But my view, this
Casey.
is gasoline in the tank for big tech, 16,000 target for NASDAQ.
So
And I
who
think tech
else is
stocks are up
in
another
my
10% plus
channel
this year.
right now?
185
Sorry,
down on
today we
Apple.
can't
Apple right
we
now
can't beat the market,
144.
but at least
What
we
have we got on the
broke
stock?
even
45 buys,
right now.
8 holds, 3 sells. You're one of the
Okay.
big balls on the street on Apple right now.
So
Bit of a
sometimes we win,
transformation,
sometimes we
Dan. This
lose. Not every
company
day is
and this
Sunday,
shift
right?
towards services and also hardware, pushing potentially towards being a service, that recurring revenue. What kind of multiple
Okay, I'm
do
gonna
you think
put
that
a
name, that stock
just one
deserves?
sell
Not
order
now,
and see how
but
it
in the
goes.
future.
Well, I think it's all about a re-rating of the services business. I mean, we go back 18 months ago. Services business is being assigned called a 300-400 billion value. I think that's worth 1.5 trillion. In
Yep,
terms of that
yep.
service
Casey
business,
got it.
mid
Casey
sort of
got it.
teen growth, what could be 80 billion annually. That's really the linchpin. You combine that with hardware, and what's happened is elongated super cycle, which I think goes well into 2022. Next year, I think we're looking at a $3 trillion market cap on Apple.
Sounds like a lot. Right now we're at 2.383. So, Dan, I imagine we're not far off at the moment. I remember when we were sitting here staring down the barrel of 1 trillion, thinking it was crazy time, and Apple
Price is
delivering the goods.
definitely not ready
They've
to
delivered
move
some debt this
upwards,
week
I
as well,
guess.
Dan. So let's talk about that briefly. A 40-year
Yep.
issue. That
Price is
security
not ready
yielding
to move
0.92
upwards.
percentage points
So
over
guys,
treasuries. And my colleagues here at Bloomberg pointing
buyers
out
is still
this
on a
is the
sell.
fourth debt issue since May of 2020. Some
Okay.
real frequency here now, Dan. Can you walk me
Now
through the
how
capital return?
how
Because
how
I
do
don't
I
think enough
determine
people
this,
talked about
right?
it this week.
Okay,
Dan,
so
walk me through
initially
how
when
big that buyback
market
is now.
open, wow, everything booms up, right? You guys saw how I enter market. Right, then after that, price rejected. Okay, okay, I still able to wait a while. And then price goes up again. Okay, then probably that's where I secure my profit first. Okay, so then now I see price rejection. one time over here, price rejection, two time over here, following by a lot of candle wicks, right? Long candle wicks. So it's telling me something that the sellers are pushing the price downwards. So I don't really wanna go against it. Okay, now they are still battling, right? But yeah, it doesn't seem like the bull is strong enough to go higher.
Look, I think when you look at legacy hardware,
Alright, so tonight might be
SAP, Oracle,
down
I think those are shared donors.
or hovering
But
at
John,
this
I
area,
continue to
but
view it as
to
we're
hit
in the midst of a
15
massive bull cycle for tech going into next year.
15,000
And
level
those
once
that
again
called
for
about the rotation of
tonight,
the
I
value,
highly
rather
doubt
be in the
so.
left lane,
Okay?
owning growth, given what we see on this
Yes.
digital transformation. So we continue to view this as just it's a green light to own tech. And I think this week you just feel more and more.
So let me
comfortable
know
with it, given the numbers we've seen.
what do you think,
You called it a drop the mic quarter for
right?
Apple.
What do you
Good to
think
catch
about
up.
tonight's
Let's talk
trade?
more in the future. Dan Ives there of Wedbush. Let's get into this equity market, some movers. Back with us.
Let's
Here's
put it
Abby.
down
John, well, it's
in
not just
the
big tech that's off
live
this morning.
chat.
We also have the reopening trade stumbling, especially the travel portion of it. Not surprisingly, as the virus is reemerging with this Delta variation and with various restrictions and mandates, travel stocks are down as investors and traders worry that consumers won't be traveling as, again, the Delta surges. So we can see weakness for the likes of the cruise operators and the airlines. Turning to one piece of the reflation trade, because the banks right now have flipped ever so slightly higher, but we have mixed trade for two of the big energy players. ExxonMobil, record quarterly profit, but investors selling that stock
Will it
off a
break
little bit.
again?
Chevron also put up a great
Let's see.
quarter as oil has, been at these very high levels. The difference could be Chevron announced a buyback. They've revived their buyback program, and that could be what investors like. But you know what? Fractional gain at this point, John.
Abby, thank you. Coming up, a conversation I've been looking forward to through the morning. An exclusive view from the C-suite. The Visa CEO, Al Kelly, joins us next. This is Bloomberg.
I'm so tempted to enter one more sell trade here. Should I enter or not? Should I enter or not? Let's see. Do, 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 do. You gotta come down.
I assume you have a lot of people saying the food isn't as healthy as they might want it to be. Is that the biggest challenge, or just growing the company?
Ray Kroc had a famous line, if you're not green and growing, you're red and rotten.
Okay, okay. Okay, so price decided to go up higher, so yeah, looks like, I don't know, I still don't see any clear direction right now. Now it is moving up. Okay, so buy trade. Okay, tonight we lost probably around 30 bucks. Okay, but it's still a good lesson, right? What could have done better is since the market moved up already, I should remain on this buying bias, I guess. Okay, but these few candlesticks just make me think that trend is gonna reverse. Okay, but who knows? Every time, not everything is 100%. Alright, so with that, tonight we lost 30 bucks, and yes, I'm gonna carry on on my bot. So if you guys are interested in the bot, you can just comment down below, then I can contact you personally and discuss with you how you're gonna get this bot for free. Alright, if not, once again, it's Friday. This probably is the last trade of the night already, so have a good rest, have a good weekend, and I will see you guys next week again to milk the market. Alright, see you guys.